Picture this: Mercedes-Benz, the ultimate symbol of class and engineering excellence, cruising confidently into the future with a bold electric vehicle, EV lineup, designed to redefine luxury. Sounds like a fairy tale, right? But reality? That's a different story altogether. Today, the iconic automaker finds itself at a crossroads, grappling with an ambitious EV strategy that has hit more potholes than smooth highways. And as Mercedes navigates these challenges, it raises a bigger question. Is the EV revolution itself moving too fast for the world to catch up? Let's peel back the layers of this story, from Mercedes-Benz's missteps to the broader lessons they, and the rest of the industry, must learn to thrive in this electrified era. Act 1. The EV dream that sparked a revolution. In the early 2010s, the automotive world was electrified. Literally. Climate change awareness was rising, government incentives were pouring in, and automakers were racing to shape the future. Tesla led the charge, redefining what an electric car could be with the sleek, luxurious, and high-performing Model S. Suddenly, EVs weren't just eco-friendly, they were aspirational. For Mercedes-Benz, this was a wake-up call. Known for cutting-edge luxury, the brand couldn't afford to lag behind. Their answer? The EQ lineup, a bold move to combine sophistication, power, and innovation in the EV space. But selling the dream of electrification is one thing. As Mercedes soon learned, turning that dream into widespread reality is a road filled with unexpected challenges, even for an icon. Act 2. Betting big and missing bigger. To say Mercedes-Benz went all in on electric vehicles would be an understatement. They didn't dip their toes, they dove headfirst. Billions of euros poured into research, development, and production. The result? A stunning lineup of EVs like the EQS and EQB that were designed to redefine the luxury market. But ambition, as we know, is a double-edged sword. Mercedes-Benz's strategy was bold, but it was built on assumptions that turned out to be flawed. What went wrong? The miscalculation of demand. Mercedes-Benz assumed affluent buyers would rush to adopt luxury EVs. While some did, the majority hesitated. Why? Because owning an EV still comes with significant hurdles: range anxiety, charging infrastructure issues, and high upfront costs. Even the wealthiest consumers aren't immune to practicality. Sticker shock. The EQ lineup dazzled on paper but intimidated at the dealership. With price tags reaching six figures, these EVs felt out of reach for all but the most committed eco-conscious luxury buyers, and even they were questioning whether the premium was worth it. The infrastructure problem owning a luxury EV isn't just about buying the car, it's about the ecosystem around it. Charging stations are still sparse in many parts of the world, and fast charging technology isn't as widespread as it needs to be. Mercedes-Benz sold the dream of seamless electric mobility, but the reality was anything but. Production costs. Let's talk numbers. EV batteries aren't just expensive, they're really expensive. Pair that with the cutting-edge tech in Mercedes-Benz vehicles, and production costs skyrocketed. The hope was that high sales would offset these costs, but when those sales didn't materialize, the financial strain was palpable. Act 3. The ripple effect across the industry. The challenges Mercedes-Benz is grappling with aren't isolated. They're emblematic of a broader struggle facing the entire automotive industry as it transitions from internal combustion engines, ICE, to electric vehicles, EVs. Every major automaker is contending with the growing pains of this seismic shift, and the ripple effects are far-reaching. Volkswagen. Ambitions meet delays. Volkswagen, one of the biggest players in the EV space, committed early to electrification, launching its ambitious ID series as a cornerstone of its strategy. From the ID.4 SUV to the ID. Buzz, VW aimed to blend innovation with mass market appeal. However, the reality has been bumpy. Production delays. VW faced significant supply chain issues, from battery shortages to chip crises, which delayed deliveries and frustrated consumers. Tepid sales. Despite high hopes, the ID series hasn't gained the momentum VW expected in key markets like the US, where consumers are more drawn to SUVs and trucks than compact EVs. Ford, the F-150 Lightning's growing pains. Ford electrified its most iconic vehicle, the F-150, with the launch of the F-150 Lightning, a bold move that generated widespread buzz. Yet even with its groundbreaking features, the truck is experiencing hurdles. Limited consumer adoption. Traditional truck buyers remain hesitant about switching to electric, citing concerns about towing capacity, range, and charging reliability. Price sensitivity. Rising costs for raw materials like lithium and cobalt have pushed the price of the F-150 Lightning higher than initially promised, making it less accessible for the average truck buyer. Tesla. From leader to contender. Tesla may have sparked the EV revolution, but the road ahead is no longer as smooth or exclusive as it once was. Rising competition. Rivian's rugged R1T truck and Lucid Motors' luxurious Air sedan are chipping away at Tesla's market dominance. Scaling strains. Expanding rapidly into markets like China and Europe has exposed vulnerabilities in Tesla's supply chain and production capacity. Reputation risks. Complaints about rising prices and inconsistent build quality have started to tarnish Tesla's once unassailable image. The startups. Rivian, Lucid, and the newcomers. While legacy automakers face the challenge of adapting to EVs, startups like Rivian and Lucid Motors are carving out niches with fresh designs and business models. Rivian, targeting eco-conscious adventurers with rugged electric trucks and SUVs. Lucid, competing directly with luxury brands, offering ultra-premium EVs with advanced range and tech. However, both face hurdles like scaling production and maintaining profitability in an industry notorious for slim margins. The broader industry struggles automakers across the board are grappling with: supply chain issues, from chip shortages to soaring raw material costs. Building EVs is more expensive and complex than expected. Consumer hesitation. Buyers remain cautious, concerned about EV range, charging access, and reliability. Regulatory pressures. Stricter emissions rules and ICE bans are forcing automakers to accelerate their transitions at significant cost. The EV revolution was always set to be a challenge, but the scale and pace of these obstacles have left even the most innovative brands struggling to adapt. Act 4. How this affects us, the everyday consumer now. Let's bring it back to you. The EV affordability gap. While EVs promise savings on fuel and maintenance, their upfront costs remain daunting. Even with government incentives, most EVs still feel out of reach for middle-class buyers. The dream of widespread EV adoption is clashing with the financial realities many consumers face. Range anxiety and infrastructure. Let's not forget the practical challenges of owning an EV. Charging stations aren't everywhere, and long road trips can feel like a game of find the next plug. For many consumers, these challenges outweigh the benefits. Act 5. Mercedes-Benz's next moves. So what's next for the iconic automaker? Mercedes-Benz has faced crises before, and if history tells us anything, it's that this brand knows how to adapt. But adaptation requires action, and fast. 1. Affordable EV models. The EQ lineup has captured headlines but not the hearts or wallets of the average buyer. Mercedes-Benz needs to expand its EV portfolio with models that are luxurious yet affordable, competing directly with Tesla's Model 3 and Model Y. 2. Rethinking production over production has led to excess inventory, which hurts profitability. Mercedes needs to strike a balance, scaling back on high-end EV production while expanding offerings in the mid-range and hybrid segments. 3. Revitalizing legacy models. Mercedes-Benz's traditional models, like the S-Class and E-Class, are icons for a reason. By enhancing these vehicles with hybrid options and cutting-edge tech, Mercedes can bridge the gap between its legacy and its future. 4. Investing in infrastructure. Mercedes-Benz has the resources to collaborate with governments and private entities to expand EV infrastructure. Charging stations, battery tech, and faster charging times are the keys to unlocking widespread EV adoption. Act 6. The bigger picture, an industry in flux. The challenges facing Mercedes-Benz are a microcosm of what's happening across the automotive world. The transition to EVs is inevitable, but it's proving to be more complex than anyone anticipated. Will legacy brands like Mercedes-Benz and BMW adapt? Or will they be overtaken by startups like Rivian and Lucid? Can the industry balance innovation with affordability? What happens if the EV bubble bursts before the market's ready to catch it? These aren't just questions for automakers. They're questions for all of us as we navigate a future where transportation looks very different from what we know today. A road to redemption. Mercedes-Benz has a long road ahead, but this isn't the first time the automaker has faced adversity. With smart strategy shifts, a focus on affordability, and a commitment to innovation, they can reclaim their position as a leader in the automotive world. For now, the industry is watching, waiting to see if Mercedes-Benz can rise to the occasion. Because the stakes aren't just about one company, they're about the future of driving itself.